top 10 Planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering start off with NISSA, who shakes the world, who can double your mana and turn your lands into a swarm to attack your opponents. Next at number 9 we have GIDEON, who can drop an emblem as soon as he enters the battlefield, or you can slow roll him and end up dropping it at a later turn. It's hard to pick a Teferi, but at number 8 we have Hero of Dominaria, who draws cards, leaves you open to cast your counters, can tuck non-land permanents, and has a devastating emblem effect. Number 7 is Sorin Imperious Bloodlord, who is devastating in Vampire Tribal decks. At number 6, Karn Liberated is very tough for your opponents as he attacks their hand, exiles their permanents, and can even restart the game with an advantage for you. Starting the top 5 is Eugen, the Spirit Dragon, who can lightning bolt anything on the playfield, do a conditional board wipe, and has a terrible ult for your opponents. Number 4 is Renin 6, who is one of the fastest planeswalkers and is very tough for an opponent to beat when you can drop him on turn 2. And we're already at the top 3 with Oko, who just cooks things up in the kitchen, turns everything into an elk, and makes unfair trades with your opponents. He's banned in every format except Vintage and Commander, and it's easy to see why. At number 2, we have LILIANA the Veil, who can attack everybody's hands, make somebody sacrifice a creature, and just destroy somebody's board state just for the cost of 3. With such a powerhouse of a card at number 2, you've probably already guessed number 1, and you were correct. The number 1 Planeswalker in Magic the Gathering is Jace the Mind Sculptor. He can filter opponents' decks, draw you cards, has an efficient bounce, and has one of the best ultimates in the game. This icon has stood the test of time since first being printed in Worldwake. The honorable mentions that almost made the list, but had a few things standing in their way, include Nicole Bolas and the Wandering Emperor. Nicole has a steep mana investment to get him on the battlefield and then flipped as a creature, but once he does, he's an awesome planeswalker. The Wandering Emperor is from a recent set, Kamigawa, and is a great way to remove your opponent's creatures, but it hasn't stood the test of time yet, so we're just waiting to see how this one pans out in more eternal formats. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or not, it's up to you, and we'll see you next time.